Good evening, Bahamas. You're tuned into NB12, broadcasting from Cable 12 Studios on Robinson Road. Coming up tonight in news, how the new gaming board chairman feels about a referendum on legalized numbers, tougher penalties for human smuggling being considered, fishermen sound off to the agriculture and fisheries minister, plus the Bahamas scores an Olympic medal before the London Games. We'll tell you how that happened. We've got those stories and so much more coming up. I'm Paige McCartney, and NB12 starts right now. Welcome once again to NB12. Gaming Board Chairman Dr. Andre Rollins has accused former Prime Minister Hubert Ingraham of playing politics. The outgoing F&M MP revealed last week that he would not be voting in a gambling referendum that excludes casino gambling and is only limited to numbers houses and a national lottery. Rollins questions why the former F&M leader did not state those views before the general election. He also gave his views on gambling. Bonnie Toot reports.
The newly appointed chairman of the Gaming Board has criticized former Prime Minister Hubert Ingraham over his recent comments on gambling. Last week, Mr. Ingraham told reporters that had the Free National Movement won the May 7th general election, the question of casino gambling would have been included in a referendum. However, Dr. Andre Rollins feels Mr. Ingraham was being disingenuous.
Mr. Ingraham himself at a rally in Grand Bahama said that the Free National Movement would pursue a referendum on gambling with respect to Bahamians having the right to have a national lottery and the legalization of the numbers business. In his prepared remarks, he made no mention of that referendum involving the right for Bahamians to gamble in the casinos. And so I believe it is absolutely disingenuous on the part of the Prime Minister.
While addressing residents of Grand Bahama during an F&M rally on the night of April 24th, Mr. Ingraham never went into the specifics of a gambling referendum or said that casino gambling would not be included. What he did say is, over a year ago, I announced there would be a referendum on the question of a lottery and internet gambling. The PLP has now made up its mind on this after following the F&M's lead. Rollins says that comment leads him to believe that such a question would not be included if the F&M had been returned to power. Asked whether he feels Bahamians should be allowed to vote on the issue of casino gambling, Rollins said this.
I don't want to create a stir by saying something that may be in opposition to something already said by the Prime Minister.
PLP MP Renwood Wells has said it is hypocritical to allow foreigners to gamble in casinos while Bahamians cannot. However, Prime Minister Perry Christie has made it clear that the upcoming referendum would be limited to numbers houses and a national lottery. The Gaming Board chairman says it's also important to take into account how our foreign reserves would be impacted by allowing Bahamians to gamble in casinos.
The monies that are made in our local casinos those monies that are lost are repatriated or sent out of the country. And so there is the issue of causing Bahamian money to have to be changed over to U.S. currency and then sent out of your country.
We also asked the Fort Charlotte Member of Parliament whether he will be voting in favor of the legalization of gambling and the establishment of a national lottery. His answer was yes.
Me personally, I do believe that Bahamians should be able to gamble in this country if that is the way they wish to, spend their monies. However, I do believe that it is wrong for any expansion of the gaming license to take place without making Bahamians fully aware of the dangers of gambling.
The Prime Minister has said he hopes to hold a gambling referendum by year's end. Rollins says he expects a lengthy public education exercise to take place before any questions are put to the Bahamian people. Reporting for NB12, I'm Bonnie Toot.
A 28-year-old resident of Quarry Mission Road today watched as the home he lived in for nearly 2 decades was demolished. It was one of the 3 homes demolished within the Fort Charlotte constituency today. Officers from the Fort Charlotte Urban Renewal Office visited the dilapidated house occupied by Earl Stirrup Jr. and his father a few weeks ago to discuss demolition. Stirrup says he made numerous attempts to bring the structure up to standard. He says it hurts to watch his home be demolished, but he believes it's for the best.
We stayed in the room for about almost 2 months now. I was really here, making sure things go down proper on my uncle's premises. He gave me.
Left at the place, but you kept sleeping here.
Yeah. I had to keep make sure my uncle's premises and good, make sure, nothing else, disturb, nothing else disturb.
Well, manager of the Fort Charlotte Urban Renewal Office, Inspector Denzel Barr, says social services found temporary housing for Stirrup and his father. However, Stirrup insisted on sleeping in the rundown house.
Stirrup residents, that was highlighted some time ago in the media based on the condition the 2 individuals were living under. Since that, those persons have been assisted by social services and have been relocated from that location. Further, we have gotten permission from the owners of that residence to demolish that building, which is no doubt in a terrible state from an environmental perspective.
And Barr says police also received written permission from the owners of the other 2 homes before they were bulldozed. Well, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Immigration Fred Mitchell revealing that proposed amendments to immigration laws could be tabled in the House of Assembly when it meets this week. The news comes as Mitchell also reveals that Haitian officials expressed interest in an initiative that could place Bahamian intelligence officers in Haiti. Our Jasmine Bonnaby has more.
Human smuggling is nothing new in the Bahamas, and although there are already laws to punish those convicted of the crime, officials say they plan to do even more to strengthen those laws. Speaking candidly, Mitchell said illegal immigration is a very serious matter. Just last week, he says more than 200 Haitian migrants were deported.
This is a really serious problem for us, and so we're committed to trying to see how we can get that resolved.
According to Mitchell, the Christie administration has identified at least 2 ways they plan to tackle the problem that has persisted for decades, one of which is strengthening existing laws. He adds that parliamentarians will look to amend immigration laws which focus on the harboring of illegals.
We are looking to amend the law to make harboring illegal migrants a serious offense with serious penalties. That should be coming perhaps as early as next week when the House resumes. I guess debate will take place in the fall because we want to have some public discussion about the matter.
Earlier this month, the Foreign Affairs Minister held talks with Haitian President Michel Martelly and Trade Minister Wilson Leloup. While he says Haitian officials were more interested in talking trade between the 2 nations, Mitchell says the Bahamian contingent was determined to address ways to curb illegal immigration. And that's where the second tactic comes in. Mitchell says at those meetings he also reintroduced the idea of stationing Bahamian intelligence officers in Haiti in a bid to crack smuggling operations.
We are hoping to engage them in an exercise again to put in place this joint bilateral commission which we had negotiated with the Aristide administration but which was never ratified by the Haitian government. They've expressed an interest in pursuing it. We would like to do so because we believe that if we are allowed to have intelligence officers in Haiti, we can probably stop this smuggling or put a big dent in it from the north.
In 2011, 1,093 Haitian migrants were apprehended according to Defense Force operational statistics. That was 13% down from the previous year. Figures for the first 7 months of 2012 have not been released. Reporting for NB12, I'm Jasmine Bonamy.
And Bahamian authorities are still in talks with Haitian authorities concerning the 3 Bahamians being held in connection with the stolen Pineapple airplane that went missing from Lynden Pinling International Airport in late May. The Haitian judiciary is holding the aircraft in Haiti. Mitchell says during the meeting he asked Haitian officials to return the plane to its owners, and weeks later there's been no progress in the matter.
There are 3 of our citizens who are under arrest in Cape Haitian in connection with the theft of the plane, but they won't release the plane. So we've been working to try and get this plane released, as this has really crippled the operator and his ability to function here.
And as for those 3 men arrested in Haiti, Mitchell says they are still in custody. However, they've yet to be charged. He adds that they have been contacted by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and are getting assistance through Bahamian Consulate in Haiti. Well, coming up after the break in news, we've got news from the courts. Plus, later on in news, the Bahamas finally gets its bronze medal from the 2000 Sydney Olympic Games. We'll tell you more about that and other stories when we come right back.